Please subscribe the channel for more videos. We promise to keep you entertained. The story begins with an orphan girl named Wisteria. She is begging on the street so that she can get some money for her survival. But hardly anyone pays attention to her. We see an old man standing next to her who is a church father and keeping an eye on her. In the next scene, the old man starts beating Wisteria. Then we come to know that he makes orphans to beg, but she only managed to get sixpence today. So he is angry and tells her that she is absolutely worthless. After this, he throws the plate of food on her face in anger and leaves from there. However, she can't do anything and starts eating the dirty food. She explains that her life is hard right now, but it is not all bad because there is a window on the farthest side of the attic. And when she knocks on it 3 times after midnight, a powerful immortal demon comes there. His name is Mavis, and he likes to spend time with her. So, this is the way she arranges a secret meeting between herself and an immortal demon. Wisteria starts talking to him, and she is happy that he came to see her again. Just then, the old man comes here. He gets angry at her because she is still awake after midnight. However, only Wisteria is able to see Mavis, so the old man cannot see him. Now, he threatens Wisteria because he has told her to get up early again tomorrow. But if she cannot make any money again, she must be ready for another beating. After that, the old man leaves. Mavis watches all this but doesn't help Wisteria. He tells her that it may be strange for a demon like himself to say something like this, but someone who makes an orphan beg in the street for money does not deserve to call himself father. However, Wisteria says that the old man takes care of her and it's not begging. Because those who hear her tale on the streets become so moved that they give her money, that's why she thinks that it is proper compensation. And she is doing real work here. Now, Mavis seems to agree with her and says that this is one way to put it. After this, he starts thinking about that time when it had already been a month wandering here, but there was no one who could see him. So he feels bad because if there is no one to acknowledge him, it is the same as not being there. So he must continue existing for eternity in this body that will never die. Then one day, he notices Wisteria begging on the street, but hardly anyone feels pity at her, seeing her wretched look, and even a man pushes her back. Seeing her condition, Mavis feels bad. He asks her if she really plans to continue this until she dies, and if she does not get sick of living like this, but he then realizes that he is taking out his frustrations on someone who can neither see nor hear him. However, Wisteria is able to see him, and she gets so scared. Now Mavis is surprised if she really can see him. Just then, the old man comes here and takes Wisteria with him. In the next scene, she is sitting in her room. Just then, Mavis also comes here and she remembers that he is the one she saw earlier today. Now she is scared that he followed her here. But Mavis asks her if she really can see demons such as him, to which Wisteria replies it is ever since she was born. However, she is wondering if he has come to take her soul. Then Mavis tells her that he was just fascinated by the novelty of a human that could see him. And that is all. Hearing this, Wisteria feels relaxed and asks him if he can perhaps tell her a story until she falls asleep. But Mavis asks her the reason, to which she replies that she just has a feeling she won't be having any good dreams tonight. Now Mavis starts spending time with her and feels happy. Scene changes to the present and Wisteria asks him what story he is going to tell her today. Then Mavis warns her that she is asking for another story before bed, so she should not blame him if she gets hit again tomorrow, because she could not wake up. But Wisteria is happy and says that this is the only thing she has to look forward to, because when she listens to his stories, it feels like she's traveling herself. Now Mavis agrees to tell her a new story, and this is the story about the same time when he saw one of Shakespeare's plays here in London. In the next scene, we see a demon hunter named Snow Suddenly, a demon tries to attack him from behind, but he escapes all its attacks and shoots it with his gun. He thinks that the demon is dead, but it is still alive and tries to attack him. Just then, another demon hunter comes here and saves him by cutting its tongue. Now, Snow takes the chance and kills it by shooting its head. Take Nami advises Snow not to let his guard down, but Snow tells him that he never asked him to help him. However, Take Nami is his superior and tells him that the demon that was seen in London was a high level demon. On the other hand, Wisteria is so happy listening to the story, she expects that it must have been even more amazing in the actual theater. Marvis then tells her that he has seen all of the famous ones, but they were all mediocre because they do not really live up to their reputation. Wisteria tells him that she is sure he does not have any friends, to which Marvis asks what she is talking about. Now Wisteria says that for someone who has lived so long, he does not understand how others feel at all. Then Marvis tells her that cannot be true because through only for a short time he can turn into a human. Knowing about it, Wisteria is surprised and Marvis reveals that in this form other humans can also see him. That's why it is not as tough. He did not have the opportunity to talk to others, as she seems to think, but it is nerve wracking and exhausting, so he can't use it often. And when ladies see this form, it arouses desire to pursue him, and that causes quite a stir. After that, Marvis comes back to his demon form. Suddenly, Wisteria starts laughing, so Marvis asks her what humorous was about anything he just said. But Wisteria says that if he can't figure that out, he still has a lot to learn. After this, Marvis starts leaving and promises to come by again. Wisteria thanks him because since she met him, she can look forward to tomorrow. And even since she was little, she has always hated her eyes because she can see things that others can't, and people always feared her. So nothing good ever happened to her. But now, because her eyes can see him, they are something that she has treasured. Now Marvis leaves from here. He wonders why she is just an unfortunate child who just happens to be able to see him, and why he keeps coming back to visit her. Next day, the old man tells Wisteria that he has finally found a buyer for her. Wisteria is shocked to hear this. The old man then asks her if she really thinks just begging would be enough to keep her fed. But that was just to show her off, because his job is to take in and feed orphans that might clean up well and then to sell them. Now Wisteria becomes sad listening this. The old man tells her that she is an exceptionally pretty girl, so she is ending up in the hands of a land-owning aristocrat instead of a brothel, and she might live a decent life after all. The old man tells her that she will be handed over tomorrow, so she should enjoy her last supper until then. Wisteria is so sad about it and tells everything to Marvis. Then Marvis realizes that the old man is a slave trader. Now Wisteria starts remembering about her brother because he was also taken away just like this when he was very young. However, she was told that her brother would be taken into a mansion to be an attendant, but she has not heard from him since. And later, when she asked about the mansion, no one had ever heard of it. So she has understood that they have both been tricked and they are just going to keep suffering. After this, she requests Marvis to take her away from this place because she doesn't want to suffer like this anymore. But Marvis can't do this. Hearing this, Wisteria asks him the reason. Then Marvis explains that it would go against a code the demons follow. That's why if they save a human without exacting a price, their bodies will retaliate and start to crumble, and that is how they are made. If you are enjoying this video, hit the like button and show some love. Listening this, Wisteria requests him just to take her soul already, because she knows that demons can take a human soul or something precious to them in exchange for granting their wish. She used to think there was no point in having her wish granted if she had to give her life for it. But if Marvis took it from her, she could accept that, because Her brother was the only person she could consider important to her, and now that he's gone, so all she has is Mavis. Now Mavis asks her if she knows why demons seek out souls. But Wisteria does not know the reason. Then Mavis tells her that it is because they can add what they have taken to their own lifespan. But he is immortal and forever young, so there is no point in him taking more lives. And on the contrary, he is so bored that he wishes he could just be done with this. Knowing about this, Wisteria realizes that he does not need anything anymore. Next day, Wisteria leaves from here. Mavis is also sad and watching her. He starts remembering about that time when Wisteria asked him why he came to London. Then Mavis replied, perhaps it was to relieve some boredom. Just then, Snow and Take Nami come here. They ask the old man to open the door, and Mavis notices sword cross knight pendant in Snow's neck. After some time, the old man opens the door and asks them what they want. On the other hand, Wisteria meets a rich man who has bought her. His servant forces her to greet the rich man, but the rich man asks him to calm down and pretends to be nice with Wisteria. He tells her that she has nothing to fear, and starting today, she is his child. After that, he takes Wisteria with him in a room. But when she sees so many torture devices and tools there, she gets scared. Suddenly, then the rich man closes the door. On the other hand, Snow is threatening the old man. He tells him that they are tracking down a demon's presence and it led them here. That's why Snow believes that the old man knows anything about that. But the old man does not know about it. Listening this, Snow hits him hard and throws him outside. Snow says that they know what business he is actually running here, so they would have no problem shutting it down. Hearing this, the old man stops him. He says that he does not know about demons, but Wisteria would often talk to herself at night. Listening this, Snow asks him about Wisteria. Then the old man tells him that he sold her up to some rich lord. And from what he heard, he was a freak who got off on torturing kids. Now Snow gets angry and punches him hard. But Mavis has heard all this and he immediately leaves to save Wisteria. Just then, Snow and Take Nami feel nothing is weird and their measurement apparatus is going crazy. On the other hand, the rich man wants to torture Wisteria, so she is trying to protect herself. Meanwhile, she comes to know that one of his hands is prosthetic and it is actually a torture tool. However, Wisteria escapes and tries to run away from here. Suddenly, she stumbles and falls on the floor. Now the rich man captures her and says that she can't escape this mansion. Just then, Mavis comes here and the rich man asks him, who is he? Mavis then throws a bag of money on the ground and says that he is here for the girl. But the rich man says that he hasn't really gotten a specimen as fine as her, so he does not care how much he has got, but he is not taking her from him. Now, Mavis has decided to save a human, so the blood starts coming out from his mouth, and his body is already retaliating. Seeing this, Wisteria runs towards him, and the rich man tries to catch her. But Mavis throws him away and injures him badly. Wisteria comes to Mavis and asks why he is doing this, to which Mavis says he thought he had grown bored of everything and he had nothing left to see in this world. But the nights he spent with her were the only times he could forget about his boredom. So he feels that it was not bad and it had been so long since he felt like that. He tells Wisteria that he had given up on having any further desires, but it appears as though he wants a future together with her. Hearing this, Wisteria also becomes sad and starts weeping. Suddenly, a demon closes the door and they realize that the rich man made a pact with it. The demon tries to attack Wisteria, but Mavis protects her. He starts fighting with it, but his body has become weak, so the demon starts injuring him easily. He tells Mavis that he has not made a pact, so he cannot beat it after breaking the rule. After this, it gathers all its power and going to use its final attack. However, Mavis decides that he is not going to last. Just then, Wisteria comes in front of him and tells him to make a pact. She decides to sacrifice her eyes because that allow her to see him. so, these are the most important to her. This is how Wisteria makes a pact with him, and he uses his power to destroy demons' attack. Now Mavis comes back to his true form. He says that Wisteria is not someone that worthless, filth like it, can touch. The demon is surprised to see him and call him Lord because he is actually one of the 13 calamities. Now Mavis calls it Vermin and uses his power to kill it, making a huge fire. He comes out with Wisteria catching her in his arms. But he calls her fool because he had just made up his mind to see all kinds of things in this world with her. To which Wisteria says that this was the only thing she could offer. So now she just needs him to see everything for her and tell her about the wonderful things that still remain in this world. Then Mavis says that, after all, they have made the pact. He asks her where they should go, and he has never been so excited to plan a journey before. After some time, Snow and Take Nami find the rich man who is still alive. Snow asks him if the red-haired demon that barged in here ran off with the girl, but the rich man says that it is too bad because he has not had a good peace like her for a while. Hearing this, Snow gets angry and starts punching him hard. He then asks Take Nami if he is going to let him take care of this one, to which Take Nami tells him that their mission is to eradicate all of the demons in this world, so he can continue killing them until he happened to run into that one. Then Snow says that just a little longer and he'll be able to see Wisteria. Also, he promises to save her, and the episode ends here. Please subscribe the channel for more such videos and let us know in the comments about your favorite part of the video. Thank you for watching.